Hi guys, just a couple quick notes about Facebook Live and Facebook Stories. So I have a few pet peeves. Sorry. Basically, I love Facebook Live. I love stories. I think they're fantastic ways to engage with people, but I see that they're often used in ways that maybe aren't the best possible ways. So we know for sure that Facebook has came right out and said that they are really pushing Facebook Live, Facebook Stories, and also groups. And so it naturally goes without saying, I think, that if they're saying that they're promoting them and they're saying that they're pushing them, then they're probably going to be giving priority to them within the Facebook algorithm. You're probably going to have a much greater chance of your target audience and your intended audience of seeing them organically, because naturally Facebook's going to be kind of pushing this through, I think, and putting them in front of people a little bit more. So they're great things to use, but there are times and places as well as methods with which you should be using them. So for instance, Facebook Live is intended for audience interaction. So absolutely, if you're doing something where you want your audience to interact with you, Facebook Live is a great option. If you are doing something like, for instance, what I'm doing right now, a training video, I don't necessarily need audience interaction engagement right now. You guys know that you can always text me or call me or email me if you have any questions. But for my sake, I just want to kind of throw some information out there. Real estate agents, I don't see any reason why there needs to be a Facebook Live going on unless it's an actual event, like an open house. If you're just showing a house, I think it's so much more effective to create a video. That way you can go back and review it, make sure that the lighting is good, make sure that people can see you. Maybe you're even just in one room and then you clip over to another room rather than walking through kind of the motion sickness thing. I just think that those types of videos are so much better pre-recorded, maybe a little bit of slight editing, versus the intended purpose for Facebook Live, which is engagement. So having said that, if I'm doing something where I want some engagement, so I'm doing a training where I want questions and answers, or I want people to be able to respond to me, or I want to be able to talk directly to people, there are a few things that you need to know in advance. So if you are doing something where your intended action is to have audience interaction, then for sure do a Facebook Live, but be prepared. So maybe that preparation looks like you knowing what you're going to be talking about in advance so that you can pay attention to the comments that are coming through or the people that are popping on and saying things to you. You need to be able to multitask and do them both. Otherwise, it's just not effective. Also, if that's not something that you think that you can do, like I'm easily distracted, you guys know that. So for me, it would probably be better for me to have someone else sitting here with me, and then they could be reading the comments and saying, oh, a question just came through from so-and-so, or that sort of thing. The other thing, huge, is be prepared like well in advance. Let people know. So if I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live, I want to have people there to engage with me. It makes zero sense just to say, I think I'm going to do a Facebook Live right now and pop on. It needs to be something that you kind of prepare for and you let people know about ahead of time. So you're letting people know, hey, I'll be doing a Facebook Live. I want to talk about this subject at this time on this day. Hop on, let them know so that you can hopefully have an audience. And I mean, to be completely honest, get your audience ahead of time. There is nothing wrong with, especially as you're kind of just getting started with Facebook Live videos, saying to your biggest cheerleaders or to some of your best clients or friends saying, hey, I'm going to be doing this Facebook Live. Would you mind hopping on and kind of being engaging and interacting? You could even have them have a couple of questions kind of pre-scripted and pre-ready to go. That way there is that engagement that you're trying to facilitate and you're trying to kind of create. So those are my thoughts on Facebook Live. As far as stories, again, stories are meant for kind of engagement interaction. Stories are awesome, but their intended use would be more for events or for something to chronicle a story throughout the day. So if I was going to be having an open house, or if I was going to be doing a training seminar, or if I was just doing something really, really cool with my business or at another business, those are great places for stories. But you have to keep in mind that they're only 24 hours. The posts themselves only last for 24 hours. They're intended to be like an Instagram story. So they're basically telling the story of your event or telling the story of your day. So it should just be a series of posts, whether that be little pictures or videos that are kind of when they're all put together, tell the giant story of whatever the event was or whatever the purpose behind the post was. Does that make sense? So what I see a lot of people doing is rather than telling the whole story, they're actually just putting out like, oh, my story today is going to consist of this picture and this ad or this quote that I found. So it's not really telling a story. It's just, here's a few things that I'm going to put up today. The problem with that too is that, let's say I spent plenty of time working on an ad in Canva that I really wanted to share with people, and I put it in my story. It's gone in 24 hours. So I don't get continued engagement on that. It doesn't reach people any further than that. It's just done. So those are my 2 cents on both Facebook Live and Stories. I think they're fantastic. They're fantastic even on their own, but knowing that Facebook is backing them and supporting them and pushing them makes them even more powerful. So definitely be using them, but just make sure that you're using them correctly. And I'd love to help you. If you need some more advice, just shoot me an email or give me a call. Thanks.